Hey guys, this is a pre-recorded match. We're playing against Se me escapa la 27. He's playing as HRE, and I believe this was Dry Arabia. Yeah, it is Dry Arabia. So, this was our second or third match of the night. Had some rough matches before this, playing against an English player and playing on Volcanic Island, which I have banned again. I really dislike that map, especially as Mongols. But yeah, this game was a little bit better. My first two I just played really bad, lots of little mistakes here and there, and felt like this game was a little bit cleaner, but also a little bit shorter. I didn't cast live, don't have much time, so I just figured this would be a good game to cast because it is a fairly short game. Off rip, we're gonna go for our trade horse opener, where we're gonna go into fast Keshik. And so we have 7 on food. We're going to go up to 7-2, 2 on gold, and then we're going to go up to 9 on food. And then from there, 3 on the wood, 1 on the food, 1 on the gold, and then everyone back on the food. And once we collect 150 wood, we'll drop our stable here. So we get a decent haul of sheep here. There's 5. And over here, he's checking out his side of the map. 2 such players. So he checked out that whole middle area. It looks like he got there just after us because he missed out on a couple of sheep. And we get a nice little bunch of sheep on our backline here, so we're going to start picking those up. And yeah, that's pretty much it. We have a nice spawn here, nice little safe backwood, uvu up front, and our gold is actually inside of our TC range in terms of the uvu, or the gur. So it's a really good spawn for us. This is basically a 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10 spawn for Mongols. He's already tapping up with his Aachen Chapel. Let's see, his Aachen. I think he gets stone in range here as well. Berries, wood, and gold. So this is a pretty strong trap in Aachen. I'm kind of confused about the civ rotation or the villager rotation here. I don't know too much about HRE, so I don't know if tapping up with 7 villagers is like a play, like if that's like an actual meta play or not. But I guess that's what he's doing. I've finished scouting this other map. I've picked up another 5 sheep, which is again really nice. Silver Tree's kind of slow tapping up, and he's gone around his side of the base. He's picked up a couple more sheep around his, and he's going to pick up a couple more here. We go back to vision. Scouts here. Yeah, he doesn't have a shift click on the scout here. So from there, that's pretty much all the sheep in the game. So I think we actually came out a little bit ahead on the sheep haul. There's one more sheep of his here. If you go to our vision, we're going to go scout out his base now. We're about the 4-minute mark. He's up with his Aachen Chapel, so a little bit worried there. In terms of the timing, it seemed really fast, but we'll show you just going to be a fast castle play. So we look to deny here. If we look at his vision, he doesn't see us yet. We do drop our vision here. We see that he's got the Aachen in the back, so it's safe to assume that there's a gold or some sort of food source back here. He's quick walling immediately, and we see that. So that's going to be kind of something that kind of harasses us throughout this match. We do have our stable up. We are going to produce, and we were initially rallying over here to this side because we knew the gold was going to be over here. And we decided to switch that over and go to the other side over here because he has walled this and he's quick walling it actually. So Arcana's over here harassing him, and he just kind of makes a mistake just kind of letting us do this, I feel like. And then he has let's say switch. He hasn't actually seen our our stables. He just goes for a barracks because he assumes the Keshik play. So this is something that I've been kind of looking at and seeing in a lot of games recently. I'm seeing a lot of spear openings, whether it be England, whether it be HRE, Delhi, and like spear openings like definitely happened, but it wasn't as common per se until they saw the stable or confirmed the horseman. So for him to be opening spearmen like this does seem kind of like the meta is kind of adapted and kind of just expecting the early Keshiks. So with that being said, I feel like this is kind of opening up a window of opportunity for Mongol players to rush Mangadai out. I think it might actually be a viable strat to open those up with Mangadai first and then follow it up with Keshik. Again, though, here's the thing: my Keshik show up, he's got his spearman out, and he can't really fight us per se with just one. But once he gets the second one out, we really don't want to fight this too much, and so we have to be kind of careful. Our symmetry is set up on the other side of the map now as well. Let's switch players real quick. And if you look at our spread here, we went up to 10 on the food, and now we're going to be rallying on the wood, trying to get as much as we can in terms of infrastructure and traders. A little bit of a miss micro here. Catches us. He's got 4 spears. Again, this is kind of that mass. Once there's like 4, 5, 6 spears, it's something you really have to be careful with because it pretty much in every fight you're losing 1 Keshik. So he's doing 28 damage per hit. I have 145, yeah, so it's like a couple of hits with 4 spears and you're dead. You're losing a Keshik, so you have to be kind of careful with taking these numbers. We back up on these guys. We don't really feel like it's worth. And we just have to be careful. We do have a archery range up, so we are producing our Mangadai, and we were going to start rallying them around over here. Just try to get some raid onto this this wood wall and get some damage in. We have killed 1 villager here, which is kind of nice. Unfortunately, we do lose a Keshik, but we have caught him transitioning over onto deer, at which point where we were going to come over here and start burning down walls, opening up basically this window of attack and retreat for us, and we decided not to go for it. It's going to take us a while, and we only have these 2 Keshiks that are really weak that are going to benefit from this really. And we're just going to get these Mangadai out, and we're going to just rotate into a push here. And because we have so many villagers on wood, we are now also, we've got our blacksmith up, and we've got a stable and an archery range. So we're kind of happy with that. Drop a gear, we're rotating 7 villagers onto deer here. And we're still rallying villagers onto wood. With this kind of heavy infrastructure trade behind this, especially with the silver tree that cranks out traders so quickly, you want around like 14, 15 villages on wood to really be able to keep up your infrastructure, to keep up with your traders and your infrastructure. So over here, if we go to our vision, we spot him dropping this tower. There are more troops coming over, and we have these couple of Mangadai. And his spearman can only really be in one spot at one time. If he's going to go for gold, that's okay. I'd rather be kind of really slowing down this food production. He's got 13 villagers on food, so we're able to just kind of deny this completely. And we're going to get the burn down on this mill, which is going to help heal up these couple of injured Keshiks, and we're okay with that. Behind this, you can see he's already ready for Castle Age, and he's tapping up with the Ragnets now. So we figured that he was really close to Castle. How close we weren't really sure, but we figured he's right around there. He is housed currently. That's kind of a big deal. Look at our vision. Where is he dropping a house? Okay, he's dropping a house right on this gold, so he is trying to keep himself out of getting housed. It doesn't look like he's going to be housed here because he's got the house up in time, so he saves himself from being housed. But we do find a house over here to burn down, so we're going to just kind of aggro this, get damage in, and behind this, we're just producing more Mangadai, we're producing knights, horsemen, and we're dropping a range and another stable. So this is kind of what I mean by making sure you get plenty of infrastructure up. And we stopped at 14 villagers on wood. The 14th is building infrastructure right now, and now we're rotating villagers onto food here. And it's why it's really important to have this a strong number of villagers on wood, because not only do the traders consume a lot of wood from the silver tree because they train twice as fast. It's almost like you're keeping two markets going. After you get this initial infrastructure out, you got to start producing pastures shortly, because you can go on to deer for a certain amount, but you're going to have to make a transition eventually to pastures. Definitely want to have enough wood to do that. We are floating a little bit of wood here as well. So we get the burn down here. Again, pretty nice. Emergency repairs are still down. And kind of interesting that he works for, for the stone outcropping. Over here, we're just kind of harassing. We're just microing, making sure that we stay out of range, do as much damage as we can. Behind this, if we look at our vision, we have troops rallying down over here. Let's click this. They're rallying down to the south, and we have our Khan over here kind of towards the middle, the top of this over here, and that's where we can pick off prelates and catch him. So while we're catching him here, we're trying to set fire to this lumber camp. We do kill one prelate and we back out. One thing that could have probably done better was to drop a tower or rally some troops over here. But that's pretty much all we can do. He's got veteran spear mount, and we're just trying to get as much damage as we can. We are dropping a tower right onto this relic, so he doesn't get a sneaky drop on us from behind. Traders are up to 10, so a little bit behind on our trader count. As you can see here, we're floating a lot of wood, floating a lot of gold, so a little bit of a mistake on our part. Especially with the silver tree, they train so fast it can be easy to forget. We are pulling 10 villagers off of here onto deer, and we are dropping our first pasture now as well. Okay, we're trying to get the burn down here, and we can't really get it. We're just going to have to back out. And we're just harassing. He's not really committing. He is starting to produce knights. We do see the stable over here with a Khan. So, a little bit worrisome. He doesn't have his prelates out and about. His prelate is staying in here. He's got two prelates. I don't know where the second one is at. So he's rotating villagers onto food now. He's putting a whole bunch of villagers onto these berries. I think dropping this milk first is a really big mistake. I think you always, especially under this much aggro, drop a tower first. And we're just running around trying to find where we can holes. We dropped a vision here, and we're trying to get a sneaky raid. And while we're doing this, we're hitting the back over here on his gold, idling his gold. And his men-at-arms are trying to hit us in the front, and he doesn't notice that behind this, we're hitting him over here. We haven't realized that he's on berries though. We get this burden down over here on the lumber camp. We've killed 6 villagers over here, which is really nice. I'm going to back out once he's realized, and he's garrisoning in his villas. And we're burning this here so we have an access of rotation over here, because that's kind of something we missed. Our reinforcements are able to kill this knight, and we're just kind of chilling here now. And we haven't noticed that he is on berries, and at this time he's happy as could be with 17. It's pretty crazy that he isn't dropping a tower right now. We back out over here. We're just going to avoid this fight as much as we can. We put our wood villagers, tap up the curl tie. This village is idle, unfortunately. We're floating a good amount of wood still. You can see that our base, we're still just running on 4 infrastructure buildings. I think it'd be nice to drop at least one more. These villagers could also be at least dropping some pastures as well. And you can see here, we still haven't noticed that he's on berries. We're over here, we're just harassing him. We see the 4 knights and we're just going to back out. Not a good fight for us. But while we back out here, we're going to push the front of his base. He does notice just in time. And so we pull back these knights. And in the process of pulling back these knights, we were going to build a tower over here for some vision. He receives villages on berries. He has dropped a tower now, which is a good move. And we are immediately getting our 2 military upgrades. Croton needs to come up, and we also need to get our upgrades here for our Uvu. So a little bit of something, we didn't have much to do in the back here anymore with his units. We had him somewhat under control here, and he doesn't realize in the front, he must have got an attack ping over here. But while he's doing that, we were able to kill a few more villagers over here, which is really nice. So we kill a whole bunch of villagers here, and these are with my feudal units still, and we just back out. Behind this, these guys were trying to get a burn down and kind of heal up, but he's chasing us with the spears, and we're just rotating over to his gold. looking to kind of idle that, and we're just falling back here. We don't really want to engage here, but we got kind of favorable numbers. He takes this fight. He just lets us take the fight here. We back out. Kind of a mistake on our part taking that fight. Not a very good fight. We do see a random villager running around, and we're just running around over here. He pulls off his horseman because he's dealing with he pulls off his spearman because he's fighting with us over here, and he doesn't realize behind this and the way that pings work in AoE 4, they're not very great. So now he loses all of these villagers that were on his food. So he's in a really bad state, and we're up to 17 traders. So at this point, game is pretty much over. We're gonna start picking up relics with a prayer tent. Deny him his biggest bonus. We're getting our upgrades through. Good balanced projectiles. We got +1, and we got veteran units. And at this point, he's I think he finally realizes that he loses all of these villagers, and he's just rotating villagers onto wood and trying to reestablish himself. He does GG out though. He has realized that it's pretty much over. He's lost all these vills over here, and there's not much you can do. That's one big thing too. If you can time 2 attacks to go at the same time, it really helps in distracting your opponent. So good game to opponent. Quick match this time. But if you guys liked it, and I will be trying to get some more matches up. And yeah, hope to see you guys on the next one. Thanks for watching.